Okay, for those of you who already joined, good morning. Thank you for joining this webinar. While waiting for the rest to jump in, can you all type in the chat group what kind of pain or dysfunction are you experiencing at the moment, be it neck and shoulder pain, headache, migraine, elbow pain, or wrist pain? Can you all type in the chat group now? Yep, for those of you who are just joining, I'd like to know a little bit more about your problem. Do you have neck or shoulder pain, headache, migraine? Wrist or elbow pain? Okay. The rest of you, yep. We'll start in about another 1 minute. Good. Thank you for putting in the chat group so I can know you better. Neck pain, neck stiffness. I will work with others with neck pain. That's good. Jimmy, thank you for joining in. Helen, neck pain and shoulder pain. Thank you. Maurice, always adjusting and stretching neck to gain relief. June, neck pain, shoulder blade. Peter, neck pain. Good. Okay, the rest of you has no pain. If you have no pain, why are you in this webinar? Can I know a little bit as well? What would you like to learn from this webinar? Okay, we shall start. Thank you again for joining today. I just want to do a quick introduction. Hope you all receive a video profile of myself. Now, I just want to say I'm not a fitness guru here. I'm just someone who is very passionate about helping people. And one of my strengths is to make complex things very simple and easy to understand and apply. Hence, I can help many people to live pain-free actively. And in a while, I'm going to show you the 3 simple truths that actually can fix a lot of people neck and shoulder pain, and also wrist, elbow, shoulder pain by making some changes to your lifestyle, which is what we call the review, okay? Now, in order to get the best out of this webinar that you have invested your precious Saturday morning, I want you to do me a favor, meaning I'll be asking you all to try something during the webinar that is very easy to do. And also I'll ask you to reply me in the chat group whether to get your response, how you feel and all those things. So please do me a favor, go through the testing, it's just a 2 or 3 simple exercise to test, to understand the concept of how to help yourself. And also reply me in the chat group whether you get my instructions carefully. So if you're agreeable to this, just put yes in the chat group for me now so I can proceed, meaning the letter Y. You just type a Y to make sure that you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, let's begin. Now, let me just hide this for a while. Okay, I'm going to proceed to tell you the 3 simple truths on helping you to live pain-free for your upper limb, meaning your neck and shoulder, elbow, wrist. Okay. Now, I call it the R4 bulletproof body system. Let me run you through, then I'll bring you through the practical session with more examples through storytelling as well. Now, the first thing is, the first truth that you need to know that you need to review the source of your pain. Many people cannot treat the source of the pain is because they didn't know what is the cause in the first place. So later I will show you how I normally help people to live pain-free by finding out the source of the pain so that we can quickly identify it and rectify it. Meaning looking at your posture, looking at your movement, looking at your ergonomic habits at home, and even looking at your exercise lifestyle, your choice of exercise that you choose, is it causing more harm or is it giving you more benefit? Now, after that, I also will mention a little bit about where are the muscles that you need to release the tension that is pulling your skeleton structure, meaning your bone out of position. Okay. I won't go into detail on how to release, but I'll tell you where to release because it's only a 1-hour webinar. Now, third, you need to retrain your body alignment. I'll tell you why is it so important in a while, because there are many people who've seen many kind of treatment modality and specialists. The pain keep coming back even though they get some temporary relief because they didn't retrain the body alignment, which I will touch on a little bit later on. Why retraining is important before you go back to actual training or before you go back to your actual lifestyle. And finally, when you get all these three simple truths correct, meaning reviewing the source, release the cause of your pain, and retraining your body alignment, definitely the last thing you will get the result that you will love, meaning permanently pain-free body. And you can go back to your normal exercise routine to improve your blood pressure, reduce your cholesterol, lose your body fat, build the muscle mass, bone mass, increase your strength, performance, and all those things. Okay, so far so good. Now I'll review to you layer by layer what exactly do I mean in terms of the three simple truths. Now, allow me to share this very brilliant and great scientist and one of my favorite scientists here called Thomas Edison. Now, everybody know Thomas Edison invented the light bulb that helped the entire world today, that we are so grateful for that. Now, however, Thomas Edison also predicted a future, so-called prophesied an amazing future that I'm so blessed to read this quote from him that coincidentally predicted my future as well, because it's what we call the R4 methodology: review, release, retrain, which give you the result that you hope to seek today: pain-free, active lifestyle. Now, let me break it down to you. Now, Thomas Edison mentioned this: the doctor of the future will give no medicines, but will interest his patient in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the causes and prevention of disease. Okay, the whole paragraph sounds very simple, but what is Thomas Edison trying to tell the people in the future when he wrote this many years ago? Let me break it down for you. Now, let's look at the first one. When Thomas Edison mentioned he will interest his patient in the care of the human frame, at that time, nobody actually know that he was referring to the body alignment of the human, meaning how your joints, your skeleton are being aligned by the muscular system. Your muscle system hold your body alignment, which is what we call the review. Before you even embark in any exercise program or you're already in pain, keep seeking another person for therapy, you need to find out what is wrong with your body alignment, which is what we call the review. For example, you might have a collapsed arch, meaning flat foot or per se. So when your arch collapses, your knee will cave in, your hip will rotate, it will affect your spine all the way to your neck, to your shoulder. So to treat your back pain and your knee pain, you should be looking at your feet first. But in today, because we are talking about neck and shoulder pain, I'll tell you later why we need to look at the hip and the spine to fix actually neck and shoulder pain. So that's about the human frame. The R1, what we call reviewing your body alignment, your movement alignment. Now, Thomas Edison also mentioned in diet. So diet, we're talking about nutrition and hydration. So in review, our R4 methodology, we actually look at what you eat. What are the kind of food you eat? Is it causing more inflammation? And same thing, we look at your hydration, because a lot of people that I treated successfully over the 22 years, they are not hydrating enough. Hence, the body keep having inflammation, the joint having funny sound and noise and all those kind of things. So review means looking at your hydration and looking at your eating habits and your choice of food that you eat. Now, the third review that we talk about, Thomas Edison was talking about, is the causes, meaning the source of your pain that I was talking about in R1 review methodology. What is the cause of the pain? Later, I will show to you very good example that is highly applicable. You can change immediately to your lifestyle, you can make dramatic changes that help my client tremendously. It's the causes of your ergonomics at home. During COVID, many people was locked down at home with a lot of ergonomic dysfunction, which I'll show you in picture, very illustrative through storytelling. Then you realize by changing all these ergonomic, the cause of the pain, you actually can fix your pain quite fast. And you don't need to keep seeing specialists or whoever to keep treating your pain anymore. And also your hobbies. What are the hobbies that you pick up during pandemic or during endemic or after that? Those hobbies that you pick up actually causing more pain and dysfunction, which I will give you some example along the way as well. So this is review R1, which is what Thomas Edison has already predicted in the for the future for us. Then we look at other words that he chose. The next word is prevention. Prevention of disease. He was actually we all heard the term before, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. But what is he trying to tell us? So you ask yourself this very simple question that I ask people around me. Do you actually prepare your body before you go for a workout? Most people know. They just want to go and run, they run. They want to go and cycle, they cycle. They never prepare the body for the exercise. They want to play basketball, they just play basketball. They don't prepare the body. So in our terminology, the third thing, the second thing we call is release. R2 stands for release. We actually train the client or teach the client or empower the client how to do cell myofascia, SMR, cell myofascia trigger point release, the tight muscular structure to allow the joint to move freely, which later I will show you some example. Then after the joint can move freely, we need to go through the third R, which is retrain, retraining the body back into alignment. Then you can start to exercise. Most people, they never release the body. They definitely don't retrain to align the body. They go straight to exercise after whoever they see. Be it they see the chiro, the physio, or the TCM, or the masseuse. They just release the body, they go and train. They don't retrain. So when you don't retrain, your body is still misaligned and crooked because it has muscle memory to keep using the wrong muscle. They straight away go to train. That's why they keep having pain. And lastly, what is Thomas Edison trying to say the disease? The disease he's talking about is not COVID, it's not flu, it's not a bird flu or whatever thing. He was actually referring to musculoskeletal pain. Musculoskeletal pain, in short, is known as modern disease because of how technology has evolved. More people use phone and computer looking down all the time, hardly move around. He was referring to musculoskeletal disease known as like heel pain first thing in the morning, knee pain, back pain, hip pain, calf pain, or even a slip disc, bulging disc, frozen shoulder, migraine, headache, elbow pain. He was referring to all these kind of muscular disease, which can actually affect your quality of life, making you very depressed and make you very dysfunction. You lose your quality of life, which is even worse than COVID per se, which I've seen day to day, many people suffering from that with all walks of life from 4 years old to 96 years old, and until they break the pain cycle, which I'll share some very compelling story in a while to encourage you. So once you go through the 3 truths of fixing pain, by reviewing what's the root of the problem, releasing your pain, and finally retrain, you will be able to live the life that you want and achieve your goals of a better, nicer body, go and climb the mountain, go and ski, play with your grandchildren, all those kind of stuff. Okay, now let's show you some example and give you some tips. Let's move to the next slide. Now look at these 3 human skeletons alignment that I showed during last week's webinar on lower back pain. And all this actually will cause you to have a neck and shoulder pain in a while. Now do me a favor, I want you to participate. Choose in the picture that you see now and type in the chat group, which one do you belong to? 1, 2, or 3? Everybody please type in the chat group now so I can explain, then you can understand exactly. Okay, good. Now, most of you type 1, some say between 1 to 2, some say 3, maybe, some not sure, which is totally fine. Okay, those of you who choose 1, yes, but we will tell you when you come and see us during the 30 minutes consultation at the end of the webinar, whether you're 1, 2, or 3. But let me give you an overview what happened to the 3 of them. Now we know that picture 1 is known as hyperextension from the last week webinar. That means their lower back is overly arched, which will eventually affect the top of the spine, which is the thoracic spine, the mid spine, and the cervical spine, which is the neck area. Now, and eventually will lead to headache and migraine because the spine no longer in the natural neutral S curve, but it becomes hyperextended and hyperkyphotic at the top. Now let's look at picture number 3. Actually, picture number 3 is what I see very commonly in my studio every week. Most people have this picture number 3 we call kyphotic spine, which will give you slip disc, herniated disc, bulging disc, and sciatica pain that I was mentioning last week in my lower back pain webinar. And this will also lead to neck and shoulder pain, headache, and migraine. Now, because I see a lot of picture 3 in my gym, I will share more related on picture 3 in a while. But not to worry, because if you belong to picture one, when you come from the 30 minutes free consultation via the webinar or face-to-face, we'll look at your posture to give you more conclusive assessment. Now, however, when you look at, for picture number 3, you can see also, because of the abnormal curvature of the spine, you will see that the tight anterior chain, meaning their chest muscles, their abs muscles, their obliques, their hip flexors are all very tight. Plus their latissimus dorsi, which is their back, is also very tight, which I'll give you an example in a while. Now, you imagine when your front line, which is your abs and your chest, is very, very tight. It's just like the lady on the picture wearing a sling. If you have yourself or someone who you encounter someone who wear a sling before, when you put on the sling for very long, after that, they remove the sling. What happened to the arm? You realize the arm can no longer be straightened. You'll take very long for the arm to straighten because your arm was being rested in a position that was contracted all the time. Now, why am I telling you this? This is the same reason for the abs and the chest, which is very, very tight. When that happens, your spine get locked into the position, your lower spine, all the way to the middle spine, all the way to your neck, get locked into this position, causing you to have a lot of neck and tension, headache, plus lower back pain. Then we look at picture number 2. Now, picture number 2, some of you choose picture number 2, thinking that, my spine is the neutral type. I shouldn't have neck and shoulder pain. Now, however, the sad truth is, which I'm going to show to you now, some example of my client that happened recently and happened last year as well. I just picked 2 examples that when they come and see me, their spine is like number 2, meaning they look happy and neutral, and they look slim and healthy. They are not even overweight or whatever, and they are not even very old. They're like maybe 30s and 40s. Why do they have neck and shoulder pain and even headache and migraine? And I discovered after researching a lot and trying a lot of things, I found out that it's because they have this thing what we call the scapulohumeral dysfunction that is causing the neck and shoulder pain, meaning their shoulder blade is not moving well, not sitting in the right position, even though their spine is holding in the upright neutral position. And also discovered something very easy and very true is because they are dehydrated. On top of the shoulder blade that is not aligned, causing a neck and shoulder pain, headache. The other thing is dehydration. When they are dehydrated, they can also cause constricted blood vessels, giving them headache and migraine, which I will touch on in the future webinar on how hydration can fix a lot of pain and improve your performance. So make sure you sign up for the webinar that's coming up. Okay. Now let's look at this picture number 3 that I'm going to share with you a little bit more, because this is the common thing that I see pretty much every week that's causing a lot of people neck and shoulder pain, back pain. So I treat the whole system all the way from your lower back to your neck and shoulder to your headache and migraine. Now here's a test that I want you to do. You see this gentleman here doing a shoulder flexion test. Now do with me. I want you to follow me, see me first in a while. You'll do this. I want you to sit as upright as you can. And then you try to raise your arm up and see whether you can reach your ear. Okay. Now this is the first test you're going to do. Now watch me again. Now, first you sit upright and raise your arm. You decide how high you can reach before you reach the limit or you have any pain. The next thing is the minute you collapse your spine, like what I'm doing now, you collapse your spine totally and you try to reach up. You will see that my arms cannot even pass my ear. I'm already jammed and to the point that I might have pain or discomfort. Okay, everybody please try this now. After you try already, can you type in the chat group, say yes, okay? I want everybody to try these 2 simple tests because shoulder flexion. I will tell you the reason why this is so important. Try these 2 simple tests. After that, you type yes once you completed. Okay, I want everybody to try. Then when I explain the reason and the concept why this shoulder function is so crucial to help you to live pain-free for the rest of your life. Okay, it should take you less than 30 seconds to try. Your straight spine, you lift up. After that, you curve your spine, you try to lift up. You'll find that you cannot reach to the top. Now, what am I trying to teach you? Here is the truth. Okay, If you cannot raise up your arm and pass to your ear, which is what we call the shoulder flexion, for those of you who've been exercising, for example, you do a yoga. In yoga, they have this downward facing dog, okay? Which you do an inverted V, a downward facing dog. Then you also do a headstand or inverted handstand or whatever. And for normal people in the gym, they do a shoulder press, pushing up, or a pull down, leg pull down, pulling down from the machine if you're a trainer. If your arm can never reach a neutral range, as in optimal range here, when you do your downward dog, you do your shoulder press, you do your chin up, you do your inverted handstand. This is what you're going to get in this picture here. You're going to very soon tear your rotator cuff muscle here called the supraspinatus tendon. You might even cause bursitis to your shoulder, which is the water sac at your shoulder joint. Okay, you'll cause inflammation because the muscles attached to the joint is so tight that you force it to move. You will not move in the right position. It keeps banging to the roof of the rotator cuff. Okay, giving you a lot of tear, eventually become a more problematic tear, and that's why you're having the pain. So what is the solution to this? The solution that you actually have to restore the tissue elasticity to regain the range before you can load to your downward dog, your shoulder press, or your handstand, or your pull down. Okay. Now, then you will ask me the next question. Hey, Nelson, but I don't do downward dog, I don't do yoga, I don't do handstand, I don't do all those things, I don't do shoulder press, but why do I still have shoulder pain? Yes, I have clients like this. So I'm going to review to you we're still talking about the first R, review. Why review? I spend so much time talking because if you know the cause of your problem, you can treat the source of your problem very fast, okay? So you look at the picture on the left, there's two persons sleeping this way. What's wrong with the body? The body is actually caving the spine. You can see their spine, which is concave, meaning like a C shape. Hence, when they're C shape, the top of the spine, meaning the behind the chest, which is the cervical spine, and the neck is all concave, which is reducing the joint space to your shoulder, which will give you a lot of tension to your neck every day when you wake up. Now, if you are one of them that's sleeping this way, can you please type yes in the check box for me, please? If you're one of them who's sleeping this way, type yes. Okay, now the next picture, you can see the bottom two picture now. This guy sitting down, maybe watching TV. This lady is sitting down, maybe on the floor during now circuit breaker open, everybody can gather, sitting at the friend house, chatting with your friends, or even playing with the children, or someone working in a Sunday school or in a nursery school, attending to kids in the school that they have to teach the children, or in the church. Now, if you are someone sitting down like this, you look at it, you already know that their spine is concave again, like a C shape. Not only they will have high chance of sleep, this lower back pain, what we call flexion-related back pain, their neck, the cervical, the thoracic spine behind the chest and the cervical spine, which is the neck, is in a vulnerable position, creating a lot of tension and compression. So if you are someone who is sitting down like this pretty much very often throughout the week, can you also please type yes in the chat box? I want you to start to understand what is the cause of the problem, okay? Now, the third thing, I guarantee most of us will do this. So be honest to yourself. How many of you here use your bed, which I mentioned last week during the lower back pain? Use your bed not for sleeping. You use it to lie down, to do your online shopping, to watch TV, to use your phone to watch YouTube video or chat with your friend before you sleep on the bed. Not only on the sofa, you also do that on the bed. Type yes in the check box. Be honest to yourself, please. Okay? All the time. I like it. Someone put it all the time. So if you know this is causing your neck, you can see from the posture, obviously your neck is going to get stuck in the position. I already told you, just like the picture with the armrest, wearing the arm sling. If you keep tightening it, even you take out the sling later, you find that your arm cannot straighten. It will take you very long, months to eventually restore your range. So same thing go to your spine, the whole entire spine from your lower spine to your middle spine, which is your thoracic spine, to your neck, get jammed in the position. So if you don't release the tension of the muscle that is jamming it, which is your chest, your abdominals, your obliques, your lats, all those muscles, you will never be able to free up your spine to neutral, which you already did the test earlier. You need to free up the spine. That is the first thing you need to treat. Free up the spine if you're a concave spine. You need to free up your spine in order to improve your shoulder range, which you already tested, I've proven to you. Very simple. Like I said, make complex things simple to understand. If today you're someone who is a bit kyphotic, meaning a bit hunched, you keep seeing someone for your shoulder pain, they keep doing dry needling on your shoulder, acupuncture, cupping, you keep injecting whatever on your shoulder, put goyo. You can do anything on your shoulder. You will never fix your shoulder because there are people who see me, they've been through that. Until I release this and treat here, their shoulder recover completely. That's the whole idea. Many people treat the symptom and not the source of the problem because they don't understand what is the cause, okay? Now, let's move on. The next picture here, many people work from home. Now back to the office. How many of you are doing this at home without sitting your body behind the chair? Okay, I'm going to show you a very illustrative picture before you type yes in the check box. Okay, this is a very compelling story I must share with you. Now look here. This gentleman here is just one of my clients who has neck and shoulder pain. He has a personal trainer. He loves to exercise. He has seen a chiropractor and physio for 6 months. They help him to relieve his pain. But you know what is the sad thing? Once he stops seeing the chiro and physio, his pain immediately come back. Does it resonate with you? For some of you who have seen whoever you've seen, they are good chiropractor, they are good physio. But once you stop seeing them, the pain come back. What the hell is going on? It doesn't make sense. That means they didn't find out the source of the problem. They're treating your symptom, which I feel very, very painful for you. Then they go and see their personal trainer or whatever instructor, their pain come back again. So this guy traveled all the way from overseas to come and see me because the friend said that he has been pain for having 7 years. He couldn't fix it. He's seen many specialists. Now, when he came in the first session from overseas holiday to visit his friend, the first thing I do review, the first look at the picture on the left. I asked him to sit on a chair. I say, so-and-so, sit on the chair that you do normally at home. You have an ergonomic chair? Yes, Nelson, I have an ergonomic chair. Okay, show me how you sit on the ergonomic chair. You look at the picture here. This is exactly how he sit on the ergonomic chair, which is not to his best advantage. He was not resting the elbow. He should be adjusting the armrest higher only to support the elbow so that it doesn't drag the arm or the back downwards to further drag the neck. And he didn't bring his elbow further behind, meaning all his chest muscles are already very tight all the time because his arm was reaching far too forward. Third, his neck was not resting on the neck rest. So all these things is causing his pain and tension all the time. That's why the chiropractor and physio couldn't help him once he stopped. Okay. Then I go further to review his body alignment on the picture. You can see the uneven shoulder, taking his front view and back view of his posture. One side of the shoulder was lower compared to the other. Then I do the next test, which is the shoulder flexion test, which you can see from the picture. He has limited shoulder mobility. Both arms was not able to touch the wall at all. So imagine when each time he sees his personal trainer 2-3 times a week, the trainer asks him to do the shoulder press, the pull down, everything. It will even cause more pain to his shoulder because he haven't restored the shoulder mobility by releasing the tight muscle that he has developed by using his computer and laptop for work for 8 to 10 hours a day. Now, third, if you look at the top right-hand picture, which he is doing this on the front view, you can see his left arm, the whole arm is more restricted than the right. Okay. Finally, you look at the bottom right picture. We call the shoulder external rotation test. You can see a red arrow there. It is very clearly that the left arm could not cover the ear. On the bottom right-hand picture, you can see his left ear, but on the picture on the right arm, he's covering his whole right entire ear. So this picture already tells me very clearly his left shoulder is definitely more restricted than the right. Both has issue, but his left was more tighter. And that's why he's telling me his left shoulder has more pain. So how can you exercise with a restricted mobility when you add more load to a dysfunctional body? It will just aggravate more pain because you keep using the wrong muscles all the time. So this is what I mean by the first truth. Reviewing what's wrong with your lifestyle. Are you maximizing the fantastic chair you have at home for a start? If you're not, you're missing the point. Why get a good chair when you don't use the chair to the best advantage? Now, here's the thing. During COVID, I came out a very good work from home pain-free series of video on teaching people how to live pain-free at home, working from home. I have a video on how to set up the ergonomic using the chair, where to get a good chair, to even setting up your laptop and whatsoever. If you want this link, which I already pre-recorded in a separate YouTube video, I don't want to play in this webinar, it's going to take too much time. If you want this link, please type yes in the chat box now. My staff will send you the link for other details that you can watch after the webinar later, because these simple tricks has helped many of the people around the world that can't see me for help. They fix it very fast, which they are, whoever didn't tell them in their life, whoever they see, which is finally insane. That's why I make an effort to do the video. So type in the chat box now, put yes if you want to receive this YouTube video. My staff will send to you, okay? So that we don't miss you out. Okay, let's move on quickly. Now, same thing, I just show you a quick example. See, if you change your bed sheet, you have pets at home, you bathe the dog. I don't think you bathe the cat as often than the dog. So you will definitely cause the tension develop over because of your hobbies, like I say, okay? Now, same thing, some of you cycle. A lot of Singaporeans, they pick up cycling during COVID and after COVID, all our bicycle out of stock. So when you cycle, you can see same thing. One of the main highest reasons for slip disc, herniated disc, bulging disc, and even neck and shoulder pain. The spine is in a constant C shape. I'm not saying you don't cycle for the rest of life. Please don't get me wrong. I promote cycling. It's just that if you only do cycling and nothing else and cycling, that it will be a major problem because the front line is very tight. That's why the neck and shoulder is constant in tension. You need to do other things, other functional training exercise, what we call retrain to reset. Okay, and same thing if you do a lot of crunches and sit up, a lot of people tend to use the neck to crunch up rather than the spine to curl up. But nevertheless, I won't encourage sit up for the sake of doing your six pack. There are many other good ways and effective ways to get your six pack through good diet and also exercise. Okay. Now, here I want to ask a very interesting question to get the message across and give you a very easy solution. You think I'm crazy in a while, okay? Now, when someone in your life or you heard someone say that sentence before, please go fly a kite, okay? When someone in your life that you heard before telling you or telling someone, please go fly a kite, what do they exactly mean? Type in the chat group for me. Please help me. I want to understand what do you understand when someone tell you, please go fly a kite. Type in the chat group, please. Come on, type in the chat group. What do you understand when someone say, please go fly a kite? Waiting for your answer. Come on, come on. Very good. Okay. Basically, someone is telling you to F off, okay, to get lost, to get out of my sight, okay? Yeah, someone, like Jimmy just said, they never say please. Yes, exactly. They say, go fly a kite, go fly a kite, okay? Now, exactly, that they mean exactly what they say. But when Nelson, me, tell you, please go fly a kite, I literally mean go fly a kite to fix your lower back pain, to fix your shoulder pain, your neck pain, your headache, and migraine. You say, Nelson, are you joking? I'm not joking. Now look at what I'm trying to show you in the next picture. You look at the child with a happy father. What are they doing? They're flying a kite. Now, when the child is flying the kite, you look at his arm. His arm is in the air. Ask yourself this question. When is the last time you lift up your arm in the air and do something for maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour? When is the last time you do that? Most of the time now in this modern society, our arm is just below 90 degrees all the time. It isn't even past 90 degrees. It's always down using the phone. We never lift up at all, okay? And also you look at his lower back. His lower back is in an extended mode. His lower spine is in extension rather than a concave. His Can you hear me now? Yes, if you can hear me. Sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Let's continue. So when you go fly a kite, just an example to illustrate my point, you improve your spinal alignment, you improve your shoulder mobility. Okay, you definitely improve your neck mobility, you improve your bone density, because why? When you go outdoor, you get the free vitamin D from the sun, which most people has issue because we're all under aircon, not having enough vitamin D from the sun. You get fresh air to improve your circulation. And most importantly, you also reduce inflammation and pain in the body. Why? Because there's such a thing called grounding or earthing, meaning when you are barefoot on the ground, on the sand that is outdoor, you actually discharge your positive charges, a lot of toxic and acidity in the body by grounding back to the earth. And when you are outdoor, in general, you are more thirsty. When you're more thirsty, you drink more water, you hydrate the tissue, improve the blood circulation, reduce inflammation. So go fly a kite this weekend, okay? Promise me. Bring someone, your loved one or whoever, or go and fly yourself. Just go fly a kite. You'll feel so much better, okay? Now, let's come to the next one, the interesting one. Picture number 2. Some of you choose here picture number 2. And you still have neck and shoulder pain, like I said, scapulohumeral rhythm, headache and migraine from dehydration and shoulder dysfunction. I want to share a very simple story with you about this lady here, this very beautiful lady here. Why? Because her body was like this. Her spine was straight, but she was living in hell for 7 years at a young age with a lot of pain. I will let her tell you the story that hopefully inspire you. Then I will review to you how did I help her, what did I do to help her. Okay, hopefully her story will resonate with you. So I'm going to play the story now to let you hear it.
Hi everyone, I'm Yunshan and one of Nelson's clients. Here is a little background about me. I just graduated not too long ago from my MBA at the University of Cambridge, where I was the chairperson of various societies, a Cambridge University scholar, and a British Evening Award scholar. Previously, I was an assistant director at the Monetary Authority of Singapore and on the founding team of an award-winning social sector consultancy. I've always loved physical activities such as dancing, skydiving, running, yoga, rock climbing, scuba diving, you name it, I've probably given it a try, and I was athletic since a young age. Unfortunately, I was involved in a serious accident about 8 years ago that caused nerve injuries in my neck and shoulder area, and I was bedridden for about 6 months as a result, and it took me many years of hard work to regain my health very gradually. I was on medical leave from work for almost 2 years, and Western doctors were unable to help me besides pain management and recommending physiotherapy. I was told that I would need to be on painkillers probably the rest of my life, and I should be thankful if I can resume some kind of a normal life and never think about doing sports with impact ever again. I personally wasn't able to accept that diagnosis, and I told myself that I would do anything in my power and try every possible way to heal and get well first. And only if I failed would I accept the doctor's diagnosis to never do sports again and be on painkillers the rest of my life. So in the midst of a lot of pain and being bedbound, I read up many different medical books to understand my condition, and I explored several different modalities of body treatments, such as TCM, the Feldenkrais method, Alexander technique, Tai Chi, Qigong, and worked with many experts in the health community, going on an anti-inflammatory diet, creating support systems and ergonomics for work and sleep. And very thankfully, over a couple of years, I was able to recover about 80% of my health on my own and get off painkillers. Nevertheless, in spite of my hard work over many years and a good recovery, even until a year ago, I was still experiencing chronic pain in my neck and weakness in my arm that affected me in my daily life. So my neck pain affected my daily functions, such as working at a computer, writing on a desk, chopping vegetables in the kitchen. I was limited on how much of these daily activities I could do due to the pain I would experience from sitting for too long or the strain from any activity that required me to look down for too long. That includes, even washing the dishes. I would feel nausea and pain from simply trying some of these basic household activities. And this was really discouraging for me because I desired very much to live a normal and full life. So I decided to seek more help to solve my chronic neck pain problem. So I had heard about Nelson from a good friend of mine. And while I was hopeful, I was also very skeptical initially because I had already seen about 7 to 8 of the top physiotherapists that I could find in Singapore to deal with my neck. And in spite of seeing them and receiving various treatments and doing various exercises, I still suffered from this remnant chronic pain that was affecting my daily life. What really encouraged me was that Nelson expressed genuine empathy for the pain that I had suffered for years, and he was confident that he could help me in spite of my own personal doubts. So, very quickly, we scheduled for an in person appointment within a few days, and I was deeply touched by his heartfelt and quick responses. My first few sessions with Nelson involved reviewing the root causes of my pain and learning a few pivotal release exercises that I can do on my own to ease the tension of tight muscles and reduce the pain I experienced. I realized that it was really important that I could do these exercises on my own at home and not be dependent upon going in to a physiotherapist for them to work on my muscles. Nelson also really meticulously taught me and guided me through a few retraining exercises to activate my weak muscles, which were really the root of a lot of the pain that I had experienced. He also asked to see my workstation setup and taught me proper ergonomics that will reduce the strain on my neck. With Nelson's encouragements and teachings, I felt inspired and empowered, and most of all, I was hopeful again. So within the first few sessions, plus the changes that I made to my daily life, my neck pain actually reduced by about 50%. I was both really relieved and encouraged by the miraculously fast progress I witnessed under Nelson compared to the years of pain that I had experienced. So once my key weaknesses were retrained, I continued with personalized functional strength training over another few months. And over those few months, my neck pain gradually reduced until it was insignificant to my daily life. So how am I doing now? Well, I am actually now able to even enjoy prepping food and cooking in the kitchen without even thinking about my neck, which is a huge relief and joy to me. I can also now write on my desk and do household cleaning without feeling any strain, pretty much like a normal person in daily life. And I stress that it's such a huge lift of a mental burden now that I don't have to think about how to protect my neck all the time. I'm also now able to resume sports, which I love. I'm able to run and sprint. I can do weights training with no issues. I can go rock climbing. And of course, I have to put in the effort to do my release and retraining exercises regularly to upkeep my body and maintain it. But I think that's really a small effort compared to the functionality and joy that I have regained in my daily living. It's been really wonderful for me, and I am so thankful to Nelson and his team for the excellent support, both physically and emotionally, on my journey to reclaim living a full and joyous active life. For anyone out there who's suffering from acute or chronic pain like myself for years, and you still can't seem to recover or live a quality functional life, I really hope that you will visit the FTI as soon as possible and seek help with an expert like Nelson, because I wish that I had found Nelson a long time earlier, and hopefully I would not have had to suffer for so many years. So I really wish for everyone out there to suffer as little as possible, and Hopefully everyone will have the best health with the help of FTI.
Okay, thank you for your patience in listening to this testimonial, because hers is a very tricky case that, like I say, like she said, she has seen so many people suffer for 7 years. I feel very, very painful whenever I encounter someone like her, so young, so ambitious, but can't do anything about it. So for those of you who already suffer a lot, don't give up until you come and see us. Okay, but let's get to the solution. What did I actually pick up from Inshan review, the first part, that the rest of the people who she saw didn't even pick up? Okay, very simple thing. Now first I look at her ergonomic. I say, okay, Inshan, can you show me how do you set up your workstation at home, that you do your research for your MBA, whatever, while you stop working, you're still in pain. This is the first picture. Now, very interesting. Some of you don't even use just one screen. You use 2 screens, just like Inshan. And some of my clients use 3 screens because they need to monitor the market in the US, in New York, whatever. They have multiple screens, even at home or in the office. So this is the setup that Inshan was doing every day. Okay, even the keyboard, the chair was good, but the screen, the laptop she was using was too far away from her eyes, from a line of sight. And she has an additional big screen on her right side. So the key question I asked her, very thorough, very specific question, was, Inshan, how often do you need to look at the right side of your screen? You say, okay, in the whole duration of, let's say, 10 hours, how many hours you spend looking to your right side of the screen? So when she actually starts to monitor, it's that half of the time she needs to look at the right side. So you think logically with me for a while. If you keep looking right side, look at me now for a while. If my neck keeps looking right side like this all the time, don't you think one side will be more tense? So that's why she always have one side that is more tense than the other, because of the ergonomic, and nobody tell her about this. So I decided getting her to sit the right chair, the right height, and position the right distance from her eyes. We get her to reposition her setting of her laptop, be it the height of the laptop or desktop or the positioning, make a huge difference to your neck. Okay, so this is the first step that I really help her. And subsequently, after the review, we teach her where are the muscle that was releasing and where is the weak muscle need to be retrained, which I'll show you in a quick example. So still look at the same picture. Now you look at this picture here, you'll start to understand quickly. This is another picture of my client. You look at his back view, he's still under review. You will see very clearly his right shoulder is dropping down, much lower than his left. That's why he's always had tension on the right shoulder, because the shoulder drop down will drag the neck along. Because your neck muscle called the trapezius is connecting from your neck to your shoulder. Your levator scapulae, your deeper muscle, is connecting your neck to the shoulder. So many people, when they have neck ache, what do? They go and see the acupuncturist, they see the masseuse, they keep massaging the neck or needle the neck or cupping the neck. The problem is not from the neck. You are still chasing the symptom. In fact, the neck needs to be retrained on the picture on the right that you can see to be in the right alignment. Then you won't have any more tension, headache, migraine, or shoulder pain. The problem is from the chest that is too tight, pulling you forward, from the legs that is too tight, pulling you down because of your arm dropping down, and from the tricep that is hanging down without the support. So these are the few key areas that most, or even your abs that is pulling your spine concave per se. So many people keep chasing after the symptom of the problem and not going after the source. Hence, they will never be able to fix the pain. This is how we treat patients very successfully and effectively. Okay. Now I want to do a simple exercise that I help clients to live pain-free. I want to do a simple test and exercise. Now look at this video that I'm going to play. That this lady here, you can see she's beautiful. She's a celebrity, by the way, and she looks slim. But why is she in pain, having neck and shoulder pain? When I do this test with her, which I want you to do in a while, watch carefully. By putting the arm on the top of the head, just resting down, I want you all to shrug the shoulder up and down like what she's doing. Watch carefully. Okay, so I want you to try first your right hand. Sit upright with me, sit upright. You put your right hand on top of your head and you try to lift up your shoulder blade, mobilize your shoulder blade. Try about 5 times. Then you do your left arm. You tell me in the chat group, which one you find more difficult to move. Or some of you even can't move the shoulder blade at all. Now go ahead and try. Please do this exercise, it's important because this exercise alone which is called review, or it can be also a retrain, will tell me a lot about whether your shoulder blade, we call the scapula, is it dysfunction. Try 5 times on each side. See whether you can move and tell me which one is harder to move. Is it your left or your right, or both can't move at all? Type in the chat group now. Is it the right harder to move, the left harder to move, or both can't really move much? Type in the chat group after you try. Okay, good. Interestingly, last week when I conducted a lower back pain webinar, a lady from the webinar who is a Pilates teacher came and saw me just yesterday. She has this issue as well, and her left shoulder was lower, and she has been having elbow pain and wrist pain. And I have treated people with wrist pain and elbow pain just by restoring the shoulder alignment that was too low. And when I asked her to do this test, one side was a lot more difficult than the other, which is the obvious sign that one side is more dysfunction. That's why she couldn't treat her pain even after seeing TCM, seeing physio or whatever, okay, or even chiro. Now, the next exercise that I asked Inshan to do, watch carefully. This is a very simple and powerful exercise to train your shoulder back to alignment under the third R, what we call retrain. You will see, even though I taught Inshan the first exercise, which is putting the head like this to find out where's the problem, when we progress to the intermediate exercise retrain, you'll see she has to concentrate on the right side to get it right just by using a yoga block. Watch carefully. So either sitting or standing in an upright position, okay, no hunching. You can use a yoga block or tissue box between your forearm above the elbow. So you push forward through the armpit, you shrug your shoulder blade, and then you reach up and turn your arm, as in external rotating your shoulder joint. Okay, so as you shrug, make sure both sides are evenly struck, especially your right side a bit slower. You need to bring up your right side a bit more. Yes, better. You can see from your video I'm going to send you, your right need to be more activated a little bit, or your right is a little bit slower, so pay attention to that. Make sure your right move the same time as your left. Yeah, especially when you're shrugging. Better. Then you go up and external rotate. Very good. So do 10 reps. No need to do too much. Too much, you feel very tired after that. Just stand enough to wait. So you can see, it's a very simple trick, but highly innovative and effective, just using a yoga block or tissue paper box to correct your shoulder dysfunction, to train your external rotation, because we tend to pronate our arm, and correct the shoulder alignment, because grabbing on something in between your arm will force you to do both sides evenly to guide you along the way. Okay, simple, powerful tricks that we prescribe to our clients to help them to be pain-free, that they didn't even know they can do at home. Okay, now, so pain is a part of life, suffering is an option. I'm going to play another quick video, just 2.5 minutes, on what I did with Vishan in terms of functional strength and conditioning, to let you have at least understand. Once we review what's wrong with your lifestyle, your ergonomic, and whatsoever that's bothering you, we teach you how to release the tension to the body. Then we teach you how to retrain. After retrain, we actually progress to functional strength and conditioning to further align, combining rehab and performance all together. So watch this quick video, then I'll open up for Q&A, which what Inshan go to let you have a quick look. Okay, so you watch the video, some of you might think, hey, the exercise look quite okay. What? I also can watch the video and do it myself, and I should be able to fix my neck and shoulder pain, migraine and headache. The answer is no, you cannot fix it. You know why? Because just now the earlier video that you watched, just by doing this, or Inshan just by doing the yoga block thing, going up and down, you realize that they already have difficulty doing that in the right alignment, the right speed, the right control. So a lot of time when you do it yourself without a coach or someone who is specialized trained in it, you keep doing the wrong thing, you add in more stress, more dysfunction to the movement pattern, which is what we call biomechanics. The video that you saw Inshan doing was close to perfection because I'm a perfectionist. She has been through many rounds of corrective until she can do it without me saying anything in perfection. So when she do it at home, she do it in perfection, everything start to align. Then eventually when it's aligned, they can start to load the stress on the body. She can start to go back to normal, rock climbing, running, even sprinting, you know. So that's why biomechanics is very important. The right training, the right coach will help you to get there, okay? So I've come to the end of the webinar, but I will definitely want to outreach to you to know how we can help you. Hence, we're going to give a free 30 minutes, either Zoom or face-to-face consultation, which my staff is going to send you the link now in the chat group, in the chat box. So do me a favor now, don't go out yet. Go and click on the link. There's a Google form, fill it up. It's a free 30 minutes consultation, plus give me some feedback on today's webinar. And there's also some option for you to choose what workshop interests you that I will conduct. Okay, it will take you less than 3 minutes to fill up the form. So everybody, please fill up the form now, which my staff will send in the chat group for everybody now. Okay, and beside filling the form, I'm open to the floor for 5 minutes of Q&A. If you want to ask me anything now, please go ahead. Okay, you can click on the Google link form now. It will take you less than 3 minutes to fill up. Please give me your feedback and also book for the 30 minutes free consultation, first come, first serve basis. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, meantime, after filling up the form, which take you less than 3 minutes, if you have any question, feel free to throw to the floor now. I will ask in the chat box and I will reply you. So pain is a part of life. Suffering is an option. You don't have to go through what Inshan has went through and many of my clients has went through, seeing too many people, too many specialists, too much time, too much money spent, not knowing the source of the problem. Okay, I feel very painful for you because I've seen enough for my last 22 years. I'm a workaholic, so I see a lot of people and I want to help them. That's my passion. And my team of trainers has been trained by me. They also follow my passion. They like helping people to treat their pain and restore them back to performance again. Okay. Okay, fill up the Google form. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me now after you filled up the Google form. In the chat group, you can type anything. Okay. Once you finish the Google form, my staff will also be sending you the YouTube video on the ergonomic setting of the chair, the table, the computer positioning. We'll send you the YouTube video and the discount code if you want to buy the chair. I don't sell the chair. I'm just doing someone a favor because it's a great chair, and never use a gaming chair, please. Gaming chair, the chair frame is forcing your shoulder to be like this. You realize the gaming chair has a different shape. I have purchased a gaming chair many years ago for my son, cost even $1,000. It doesn't work. Please never buy a gaming chair and change a gaming chair immediately. Okay. Now, someone say, I feel pain on the right side of my neck when I take a deep breath and affects me when I run. What can I do to help? Okay, Maurice, that's a very good and important question. I would say booking a Zoom call so that we can do a more thorough assessment on you, because sometimes there are other area that is causing you didn't know that was being jammed. I give you an example, Maurice. There's a lady, a beautiful lady with six-pack, do Pilates, do personal trainer. She has many years of training experience. Now, she has left knee pain whenever she bends the knee up and down, her left knee. Many people try to treat her knee, don't know what's wrong, even without just bending the knee up and down in the air, her left knee. Eventually, we found out that her right shoulder was sitting too low. The minute I treat her right shoulder back to alignment in just one session, her left knee pain went over completely. She was so shocked because of the fascia line that's connecting to the body. So I can't tell you what's wrong until we assess you. So please go and book the consultation. That will help you a lot. We have treated many people pain without even going to the symptom of the problem. You'll be surprised. Okay, so make use of the free 30 minutes consultation. Okay. Now, one last question, if anybody has it. Any question? Okay, I'll just give one more minute. If you don't have question or you have any question, you can always WhatsApp. Once the webinar is off, you can always WhatsApp to the number that you register for the workshop and fill out the Google form. We'll get back to you. Okay. If not, thank you everybody for your precious time. I really appreciate. And if you like what I'm doing, my passion of sharing a quick solution from a very complex thing to very easy to understand. And you want to share with your friends, if you are boss of the company, you want me to do a private session for your team, for your staff, or for your whatever, please contact me. I will get back to you. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day. Okay. See you again soon.